Hello and welcome to an honest walkthrough and review of Folds by Void and Vista. Now this is only the second instrument this company has produced, and in all honesty I'm astounded by the quality. This is the coolest human voice virtual instrument I've messed with in a long time. The quality is definitely there, and it's not generic. It's not bread and butter, but it's borderline. There's a lot I feel you can do with it. It's unique, it's different, and if you're looking for something different and unique, this might be for you, especially if you're in the market for something voice based. I'm not going to say quiet because it's not quiet, and they do describe it very well. An intimate yet expansive new instrument based upon the human voice and an award-winning sound design engine. Now it looks more complicated than it really is. They do a really good walkthrough. Definitely recommend watching through that as well. And as I said, the UI, it can look quite complex, but it's also really good out of the box. If you don't want to touch anything or mess with anything and you just want to play with that out of the box, it will work just as well. And yet you can, if you want, dive in and mess around and tweak it to how you would like it. So it has a good mix. Now, it's all based upon these 32 sound sources, which we'll definitely get into, and a huge section of this video will be going through the real ones because those are super cool. And then you've got these dual layer sound design that's morphing between two different layers. Honestly, it's such a fun plugin, very intuitive, but we're going to jump into it now. This will cost you £129, I'll say that before, and I think it's very much worth that price for what you're getting, and for the human voice choir libraries that are out there, this is definitely on the lower price range, yet the quality is definitely competing with some heavy hitters. Now it is also Kontakt Player competitive, so you won't need the full version of Kontakt. Works within the free version of Kontakt, so that's always nice. Lovely user guide there as well, manual, very well put together. Anyway, let's jump into the plugin. So this is how it opens on one of the presets. I really like how much you're getting. You're opening up on the highlights, the first one, and the entrance, but they break it down into highlights. Then you've got your design, and even in there you've got folders upon folders upon folders of just presets, really nicely laid out. Foundations as well, dynamics, ensemble, cascades. You have a full range, so the whole keyboard. You know how I like, especially if you're familiar with my channel, I love just a stretched range instrument where we go to the extremes, yet also the natural range as well. So off the bat, absolutely cool. It's split into two sides. The top bit is just different bits and bobs, you know, your dynamics, filter, motion, ensemble, lo-fi, character, and space. I love how they designed this. I'll get into that in a second. Your bottom, you just click and there's your 32 sound sources, and you can pick them. Same on the other side, same 32 sound sources you can pick, and it morphs between the two using the mod wheel. And you'll notice the mod wheel is also changing a lot of other things. This is what I was talking about a minute ago, where this just out of the box works so well without you having to dive deep into it and to get what you want. Also right at the top here, MIDI button, if you really want to get into programming and changing what CC things do. And as I said, we'll get into that in a second. But let's play this out of the box, show you how everything kind of works, then get into some of these sounds. So without further ado, let's just listen to this out of the box. Absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and without any knowledge of what is going on the screen, just the quality, the beauty you're getting. It's not pretending to be just a human voice. It's using the human voice and adding these artifacts, these effects that honestly are just blowing me away with the quality and the sound. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of what is going on with this user interface, because you're seeing here, well, what is going up here? I'm using the mod wheel. Well, of course, we're moving from one side to the other, but we're not going the whole way, even though my mod wheel goes the whole way. This is a good way of describing how all this works. Now, if I want it to go the whole way, I would change this, and you'll see we've got these different percentages up here as well, to 100%. So now my mod wheel will go the entire way. 50%. If I use my whole entire mod wheel, it'll only go to 50%. This is awesome. I wish more plugins would do this. And we have the same thing with the dynamic up here. You'll notice it's at 40%, but it will start from this point here. If I wanted to start further, maybe all the way at the bottom, but it will only still go about 40% of the way. If I change that to 50, that will now go to 50% of the way. 100, now it will go 100% of the way. But if I move the start to 50, it will go 100% of the way halfway through the mod wheel. I hope that makes sense. If I change that to 50, it will now use the entire mod wheel from that point to go to start to finish. I love, once you wrap your head around it, I love how intuitive that is. And I love just how you can tune everything to exactly how you want it to work without having to, put everything to a different CC, have 10 different fingers doing one thing while your hands are trying to play. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. So to quickly walk you through what everything does, dynamic obviously controls the dynamic. Cool little animation there as well. I love this little animation. So simple yet so effective. Filter is a filter. You can, if you want, go into even more detail, like with the dynamic, you can affect where it is in the stereo field, the spread for left and right, also with velocity as well and dampening. That's really cool. Filter, you can change what the filter is on each side, the spacing, etc. And you can see we're affecting the hertz there, and you can turn that on or off. So you can have one side with a filter on, the other side no filter at all if you want. Motion, this basically affects how much of the LFO, how much signal is sent to the LFO, I should say. Nice little effect there. Ensemble brings in other voices. You can see over there with the animation. This is probably my favorite one. Currently it's set to go up an octave, but you can have it go down an octave. I think these are all in semitones. So up seven semitones, down 5 semitones, and you can have one side doing one thing doing another. It's nice at the bottom as well. I can have ethereal going up a whole octave while the swarm plays actually the pitch I'm playing at. So there's just so much room to fiddle and have it do exactly what you want. I love that you have width as well, so you can widen out the ensemble sound. It's currently 100%, and you can detune it as well if you want to. And sync wise, you can change it. I believe you can change that to, sync to milliseconds. Well, that's when sync's off, or have it sync within your DAW to a quarter, triplets, whatever. Absolutely love that. That's really cool and just so flexible. So just to give you a couple of examples, currently with the ensemble, it is you can hear it there, that octaves above, but we can do it minus on the ethereal side. Can have it up a fifth. Or if I wanted the swarm to sound an octave lower. Really like that. As I said, that's probably my favorite one. It's bang in the middle. Lo-fi, got different bits there, some noise you can add. This is specifically on tape. There's wire, room and hall as well. Bit of wobble, tone, saturation. Again, there's just so much you can do, but the simplicity of it and yet the complexity of it, it's so well balanced. Character, you can see there we've got convolved shelf trems, loads of just little bits and bobs going on in here. And you can save local presets. I find that's very important. So once you find something you like, and last but not least, space, which is your reverb. Feedback, time, dampening, stereo, pre-delay. So much you can do. And then if you want to affect the ADSR, just click on the little graph at the bottom. You've got your ADSR for both sides. This morphing as well, it doesn't have to just be between two sounds. You can have it just one sound coming in and coming out. Again, so much you can do. They've packed so much into this. And it's just so intuitively designed. It will take you a little bit, I feel, to wrap your head around this completely. But it's a journey. And just out of the box, it sounds awesome. So we've messed with the UI enough. Let's really start looking at these sounds. And if you have any more questions about this plugin, let me know down in the comments. I could always do just a dedicated video on the UI and just messing around and creating cool, unique sounds with it. But I want to go to the full range. Yeah, go full range. Let's go on natural and just mess with these different sound sources. We'll start with the real. So you have really nice selection of source sounds, everything from your standard waves, effects, which I feel are a mix of both voice effects and some artificial as well. I was quite pleasantly surprised by the effects, actually, how organic a lot of them feel as well. And of course, you're real. But those are simply the source sounds. Mix them together, stick them with a couple of these really cool effects, and you have some absolutely gorgeous sounds like we had at the beginning. So we've gone through our source sound, we've messed with the UI and kind of shown you that. Let's go through some of these highlights, and maybe we'll pick a couple from the other, the design and the foundations as well. But we've looked at an entrance. Let's look at faded chaos now. Let's move on to, I cannot pronounce that. Absolutely gorgeous. It's that line of organic and real and synthetic. It just rides it so well. Surge. All these are so unique and different. Feather and this. So let's skip down a little bit. The day they arrive, number 19. Super cool. I love that one. Right, designed. I want to look at some of these voice ones. Cathedral Evensong. It's just amazing how we can go from that previous one, which was like alien and just bassy and just synthetic and yet organic, and yet look at this. We have this beautiful cathedral-esque just vocal patch, which sounds so beautiful. That's just a beautiful hum, beautiful textures, harmonics, just the contrast. It's amazing. This is really quickly becoming a favorite voice. I really want to use this in a piece. It's just so inspiring. It just makes me want to, oh wow, I want to just add this to something. What else? Voices. Hoth choir, lighthouse wheel. It holds so well as well. It loops really well. Polar harmony. I don't know what to go for. Snow choir. Springfield Retirement Home Choir. Why not? I love the name. It's actually kind of fitting. We'll move into some different ones now. Let's go into keys. I'm curious to see what keys they have. Gravity toy piano. You remember when I showed you all those sort of sounds at the beginning? From those sounds, they've created this. Crazy what you can do. What else do we have? Let's go into some foundations. I'm not going to have time to show everything, sadly. Cascades. Broken hum. I love how subtle this is. Honestly, these presets, they're so different and so unique. This is so full of just amazing content. I absolutely love this plugin, and I think we're going to have to leave it there. There's so much here, and I feel I've barely scratched the surface of this plugin, and I've been messing around with it for a couple of days, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And for £129, I think you get 20% off now as well. It really sits nicely on the edge of organic and synthetic. And I feel you could fit this into just about any sort of style of music, this plugin. There's something for everybody here. And I absolutely love it. What more can I say? I'm absolutely sold on this. But I think we will leave it there. I will just do a little montage of a couple of these different other presets as well at the end of this video right now. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.